Jonathan just had a little disclaimer in which he admitted that he gave the speakers amorphous directions. And when I asked for a little clarification, he said, please address the Protestant Reformation of the 18th century. And to which I replied, I have opinions on that, and I'd like to give them to you now. And here's my opinion on the Protestant Reformation of the 18th century. Those kinds of events in human society are important, and they haven't happened all over the world. There's things called the Enlightenment that swept through Europe, but didn't sweep through all parts of the planet. So when we look at sort of being in all of this together, we have to recognize that something like the Protestant Reformation of the 18th century is an important factor that has brought us to where we are today.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, Protestant help.
What you say, John?
So here we are at our first annual 22 and 21 State of the Environment program, and we've got 3 questions put to us. First, what's the state of our environment? We heard some on that. The next one was, how do we know? You all saw that question, and I trust you responded to it with perhaps the same way I did. It's an epistemological question. What is the nature of knowledge? How do you know something? And when I saw that, I went right down the rabbit hole of epistemology, and I'm not going to take you there with me, but it was fun to go down there for a few minutes. The third question that Jonathan asked was phrased this way, perhaps most critically, how will we achieve the comp plan's vision to, quote, preserve and protect the area's ecosystem in order to ensure a healthy environment, community, and economy for current and future generations? On that question, the Snake River Fund, for which I work as its executive director, has boiled the answer down to 4 words, and they're on the trifold display over there. We have a nice big banner. Pretend the banner's here too. It's not. The 4 words are access, stewardship, education, and partnerships. On today's program, underneath my name and Scott Horn's too, you see the word recreation, and so wanted to talk a little bit about why the Snake River Fund and why I commend to all of us a framework that includes these 4 words or these 4 ideas. For us, we use access as the stand-in for the word recreation, and that sometimes is making sure that the boat ramps don't get swept away by high water and get destroyed, and so we raise money for that and try and build them, all the way to wrestling with harder questions of who gets to do what kind of recreation in what place. Is it okay to paddle a raft in Grand Teton National Park? Yes, if you're on a certain part of the Snake. No, if you're not. No, if you're on Pacific Creek in Grand Teton National Park. We wrestle with those things sometimes, to our great challenge. The 4th pillar of the Snake River Fund's little 4-part program is partnerships, and we have on that trifold display a list of about 20 partners. And we're really proud of our association with every one of those partners. Many of them are here in the room. And we're also quite certain that if it was left to that 20 different assemblies of nonprofits and government agencies, the environment of Jackson Hole wouldn't have a prayer. And our community, our economy, what we hold special here, wouldn't have a chance. And so the great punchline of my presentation to you today is that to pull off the comp plan's vision, it will take all of us working together. It's pablum, it's pat, it's simple, it's really important. We have to work together, and working together with, remember the great campaign a couple of years ago, civility, compassion, and love. When we bring that kind of ethic to it, with the backdrop of what we know to be valuable in this greater Tetons, 3 counties, 2 states region, we can make a difference. Speaking of making a difference, I didn't want this conference to come and go with all of us thinking that we just heard a bunch of interesting words, but we didn't do anything. So I've given you a chance to do something. With the help of Jared Becker, who's the program director of the Snake River Fund. Raise your hand, Jared. You all, have you seen these on your tables yet? Please look for them. There's they look like petitions. Jonathan teased me about having a petition on the table, but I come from a long background in grassroots work, and you gotta get in the game, right? And so the petition you have on your tables asks you to take a pledge to drain, clean, and dry all fishing, boating, and associated equipment with the intention of preventing aquatic invasive species from entering and spreading in the Upper Snake River watershed. What we want to do with this, when we get your name and your signature and your email would be great, but you don't have to give that to us, is that we want to show these clips in movie theaters before the movie starts, and then at the end, have a rolling list of credits, and you all get credit for being part of the team that's helping to keep our watershed clean. So with that, let's try it. And we have two versions of this. One has a narrator whose voice you'll recognize, not mine.
You want to go with that one first? You want to go to the narrator first? The sound one first?
Because we don't have a good sound system, maybe we just go with the no words one. It'll be a very moving and powerful, prayerful moment. Let's do that.
That's not the...
Okay, not so moving or prayerful. Here you go, 45 seconds. Many thanks to, did you hear this before? 1% for the Tetons challenged the Snake River Fund and others to participate in their video blitz, and we had the good fortune of drawing a name out of a hat to help us with the video work, a company called Origin Media, and those guys were awesome both in their technical skill and in their homework, their passion for the subject. They learned up, they studied it, learned up, isn't that great? They studied it, took it to heart, and gave us a lovely product. We want to have that running before the movies start in Jackson Hole, and maybe a larger regional presentation as well with your names behind it. All right. Looking for page 7. Ta-da. That's all I want from us today. Sign the pledge, help us with aquatic invasive species, and when we do our recreational activities, whether it's boating or mountain biking or hiking or hunting, let's bring the mix of the joy and the pleasure we get in the outdoors with some active stewardship step. We've given you one with aquatic invasive species and boating recreation. There are those pieces to every kind of recreation that all of us do, and with a room like this, with the kind of leaders that all of you are, if you make a point of doing it right and sharing that with the people you're with, we can move the culture that we need to move so that we have a chance to achieve a healthy environment, community, and economy for current and future generations, which is our goal. Thanks.